We've received all your comments on Facebook, your emails, your tweets, and even your Snapchat videos. Now it's time to answer all your questions in our favorite segment, Ask the Doctor. So this first question comes from Facebook. Our viewer writes, what's the best way to avoid getting sick on a plane? And do those masks really help prevent getting bit by the bug?
First, I've got to ask about those masks, okay? Because it just, when you get on, you look like you're like, you know, a little...
Well, when you see, number one, when you get on the plane and half the people have masks on, that's when I get scared.
Right.
I go, is there another flight? I mean, did these people just go to like a bird flu convention or something?
That's what I always wonder, like, are they trying to protect themselves from me, or are they trying to protect me from
them? Yeah. Exactly.
Well, hopefully they're trying to protect you from them. And actually, there was a study on this. It was in the International Journal of Infectious Disease, published in 2008, and it actually looked at how effective these masks were and found that they were extremely effective in preventing the spread of the flu. And that's because we think most, as you know, flus are viral and they're spread by droplets of saliva that come out when you talk and you speak, and certainly you can breathe them in from other people, especially in the recirculated air of the plane. So you can think about it as being a barrier in both directions. It's keeping you from spreading your particles if you're sick, and if it's over your nose, ideally keeping you from breathing them in.
So many of these respiratory things are airborne. So another trick is use your vent, and you can turn it straight down, and what that does is just help the droplets fall towards the ground. I think you're less likely. But it's really interesting that they studied that where you sit in the plane can make a huge difference.
Yeah, absolutely. So this was actually another fascinating study. It was published in something called PNAS, which is a very well-respected journal in the United States. It's Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. And I love this because they did it very scientifically. They actually had researchers take 5 round-trip flights between Atlanta and the West Coast, 4 of which were during flu season, and they measured the amount of interactions people had, whether they sat in the aisle seat, the middle seat, or the window seat. And they also measured how long people took in the bathroom. And apparently,
and which bathroom they went to, whether they went to the front bathroom or to the back bathroom. I mean, so they got pretty scientific on this.
Then they did a huge algorithm in a computer and looked at who got up the most, who spent the most time in the bathroom, and the statistics were really interesting. So they were that 80% of aisle seat occupants got up, 62% of middle seat, and 43% of window seat. So the end result of this study is you're least likely to get sick if you sit in a window, because you're not going to get up and be in contact with a lot of people.
Well, Vivica, sitting in first class, you're probably not going to get sick anyway, right?
Okay, now does that make a difference? Because, you know, people sneeze in first class, too.
Well, I think...
Well, actually, Dr.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
They didn't study this part, but just because there's fewer people there and there's more space between people, I would think that logically you can assume that you're less likely to get sick.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah,
because you know now they have the wipes, and I see people like sometimes in first class, like they get there and they're just like sanitizing,
Oh God, they go to
everything. They go
it's like the car wash.
Yeah.
It's like getting your car detailed. I'm like, can you do mine too?
I know. Got an extra wipe to spare? But does that make a difference?
So to be completely honest, I am that crazy lady.
Oh my
and so I will tell you.
With your glitter mask and then start cleaning.
Mask and then start wiping.
Yeah, I would pay to see that.
But so that actually for me started because I read another completely horrifying story or study that was published a few years ago, not about viruses and getting the flu, but about bacteria that lives on planes. And just to summarize, they found that horrifying strains of staph and E. coli live up to 72 hours on the seat back pocket in front of you, the tray table, and then the side arms. And so remember, there are people coming on with all sorts of interesting bugs, not just viruses, and really easy to spread.
I think, Vivica, we all learned something. So where you sit in the plane counts, and you know, it's become the norm now. Don't be afraid to wipe down if it makes you feel better.